Today's Eat Well, Spend Less recipe, I'm going to be making a really simple curry dish. You can see all the ingredients I've got here, but for this we use 300 grams of rice, 600 millilitres of water, 2 red onions, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of mild chilli powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of chilli flakes, 2 big tomatoes, 1 can of chopped tomatoes and 1 can of coconut milk. So to get things started, I chopped up the onions, I diced those up, and then I diced up the tomatoes. I didn't have 2 big tomatoes, so I just used what I got in the fridge, which was cherry tomatoes. Then I measured out the rice, popped that on the hob with 600 millilitres of water, set it to boil. Once it was boiling, I turned off the heat and put a lid on and let that cook for 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I got the saucepan heated up with a little bit of oil and then popped in those onions, and I stirred those around until they were soft. It took about 2 to 3 minutes to do that. And then I added in the spices, so that's the cumin, the chilli powder, the turmeric and the chilli flakes. Again, I gave those a stir around to get them nicely coated on the onions. And then I added in the tomatoes. Stirred those around and then pretty much straight away added in the tin of chopped tomatoes. And once that was stirred around, I added in the can of coconut milk. It was actually a really simple recipe, this one. Stirred that around and then I popped it on the cooler hob behind that one to simmer. So now I'm heating up the frying pan for the protein, the chicken that I used. And once that was in, I stirred that around and browned it off, and it took about 8 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile, my rice was cooked, so I pulled that off the hob, and then I put the chicken in with the sauce. And I let that simmer around for about another 5 minutes or so. The rice was nicely cooked at this point, so I fluffed it up with a fork. And then I served it up. I popped some dried coriander leaf on top of the chicken and the curry mix, and I tell you, this was really lovely.